Welcome back to this week's episode of Rise with Michelle. Pages I leave behind, writing as legacy and the in-between. Today's episode is different. It's not just a story, it's a remembering. Not just a message, but a map. A return to something that's been with me all along. Something I've never planned, but always knew. And for as long as I can remember, I've been writing. Not because I wanted to, but because I had to. Because there were things I couldn't say out loud, things I didn't know how to explain, and things I had to get out of me before they buried me whole. It started when I was young, and it continued to deepen as I grew older and became a mother. Because when the brain fog came, when my memories started disappearing, when Lyme stripped me of timelines and clarity, I didn't know what I'd forget next. So I started writing everything down. For my children, for myself, for the version of me who might not remember, and for the version of them who might one day wonder who I really was. I wrote journals through every moment of their lives, from my belly to their bedsides, to the brokenness I tried to hide. Because if they ever lost me, I didn't want them to lose me. And even now, I still write for them. Because the words, they stay when I can't. There's something else you may not know about me. I don't speak just to speak. I speak when something rises. And when it does, it's rarely from this time, this place, this world. My words, when I do speak, come from somewhere deeper. Sometimes I can't repeat them because they don't come from memory. They come from spirit. I've tried to explain it before, but how do you describe what it feels like to carry visions you didn't ask for? To hear voices in dreams and to be visited by angels, to know things before they actually happen, to feel the world in your body so deeply you can barely breathe. It's more than sensitivity. It's more than intuition. It's a calling, a current, a frequency, and it never stops. Yes, I was built for this, built for stages, built to write the unseen, built to speak what others won't touch, built to bridge the in-between. And that's why silence doesn't scare me. It's where I receive. When people read my first book, From Hell to Rebirth, they don't always know the real reason it exists. It wasn't to become an author. It wasn't to check a box. It was because my soul needed to make a record of what I survived from my perspective. We see our lives from a different lens, a different story, a different identity. We are living a living archive of pain, of healing, of rising. Every sentence in that book carries my essence. Not just because I wrote it, but because I bled it. It holds my fire, my ache, my revelation, my surrender, my obedience. And now it lives in the world. So even when I'm not here, it will be. Just like the journals I've written for my kids. Just like the pages I've hidden in drawers and storage containers. Just like the poems that wake me at different hours of the night. Because when you're built like me, you don't just live life, you document it. And I want to share something that's been unfolding in real time. The work I'm doing now in the subconscious, the identity level healing, the stillness where old blueprints rise to the surface. It has changed everything. It's allowed me to see that what my soul had been holding on to wasn't failure. It was the part of me that never got a voice. The little girl who never felt safe enough to feel. The wise woman buried beneath a lifetime of performance. The protector who had to write it all down just to make sense of it. This work, this deep soul identity work has given me language for what used to live unnamed in my body. It's allowed me to meet the parts of me I once neglected, not with shame, but with grace. And what I found is this. The more I return to those parts, the more I reclaim the whole. I'm not becoming someone new. I'm remembering who I've been all along. That's the power of subconscious healing. It doesn't fix you, it frees you. It doesn't just help you cope, it brings you back into coherence. It brings the soul back into the rhythm with the body. And this is the work we do inside the Rise Coaching Collective. We don't just talk about mindsets. We move into those memories, the inner parts. We rewrite identity It's for the women like me, the ones who carry stories in their body, the ones who are still rising while healing, the ones who long to be seen and guided but never labeled or fixed. Rise isn't just a program, it's a return to self. And if that speaks to you, you'll know. And before I end today, I want to share a dream I had last night. My body and my spirit were speaking to me through symbols, through fear, through memory. I was lost in a hospital maze, wearing a gown, no shoes, no idea how I even got there. My name was called and a room number 75706. And everything was so disoriented. People coming in, giving me things I didn't understand, telling me to do this, telling me to bathe, telling me what to do. I was just crying because none of it made sense. And I just kept asking, where is my husband? Where are my clothes? Why am I so alone? And in that dream, I realized that was healing. You're alive. You're in a body, but you don't recognize the space you're in anymore. You're grieving who you were and trying to make peace with who you're becoming. And yet, even in the confusion, even in the gown and the silence and the crying, I wasn't lost. I was being remade. Because that's the thing the soul forgets, so that the spirit can remind. So I wrote a poem and it's called Room 75706, and I want to share it with you. I woke up in a maze, wrapped in gowns I didn't choose, barefoot in someone else's story, stripped of memory, name, and everything that once felt like me. I searched the cream-colored walls for something that would recognize me, a face, a voice, a doorway back to who I was. But the hall just echoed silence, and my name sounded foreign on someone else's tongue. Room 75706. They said it like it meant something. But I didn't remember checking in. I just knew I wasn't where I was supposed to be. Or maybe I was exactly where I needed to be to remember what was never lost. Penicillin, azithromycin, unlabeled bottles of who I'm supposed to become. Needles of change without explanation. I begged for truth, but the answers got lost in the paperwork. So I cried for my husband, cried for my clothes, for the version of me that didn't need to be strong, just to stand. Where is she? The one who laughed before illness, who wasn't afraid of mirrors, who didn't second guess every symptom. She's here underneath it all. She never left the room. Room 7, the spirit awakening. Room 5, the chaos that cracked open. Room 7, the reminder that wisdom returns. Room 0, the womb of becoming. Room 6, the homecoming of healing. This isn't punishment, this is placement. This is where soul rewrites body, where body teaches soul to listen. This is where I learn to trust, even when I can't remember the way. This is where I rise from the sterile halls into a life reimagined. I am not lost. I am being remade. Room 75706, the coordinates of my return. So I hope in some way this resonated with you in your own life or something that you're going through. And if you feel led, please share to someone who might need this, like, subscribe. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you next week. Same space, same heart. And until then, keep rising. Thank you.